Chronicles of Jessica Wu. We are live on the red carpet with Zane Hubbard. Yay! Okay, I put in the scream. Yeah. So he is the CEO of Ironbeard Films. So can you please tell us about your company?
Well, Ironbeard Films is just it's just something I thought, you know, I have a beard. I have a fascination with my beard and just the trend. So I decided to go with it, and I'm a comic geek, so I put Iron Man, Iron Beard together, and there it is. So nothing scientific about it at all.
But you know what? When I hear Iron Beard, I think of Iron Man, so that's good. That's smart. Let me ask you, did anybody help you form your company?
No, I just did it myself. It was something that I wanted to do. I started out as an actor, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to start making my own films, you know. So here we are, and this is amazing. I'm just like so blessed to have this opportunity, and all these good people here coming out to support Chronicles of Jessica Wu. So I'm ecstatic.
That's good. So can you please tell me about the project? I know you don't want to give all the details away, so no secrets, but just a little overview.
Sure. Chronicles of Jessica Wu is essentially about a young girl who has autism, and she decides that she could be a better service as a superhero. And like I told you, I'm a comic guy, so I wanted to make something special where she can use her genius, her wit, just her special skills and her ability to go out and take on a serious crime boss. So that's all I want to give you. But it was inspired by my daughter. She's autistic, so I just wanted to give it a shot. I looked at my daughter, and I was like, you know what? We're going to do something special. So that's how the whole story came about.
Nice. Has she seen the film yet?
No, she just likes the fighting scene, so she'll go, hi-ya! And but she loves it. She's 7 years old, so, you know, one day she'll look back at this and she'll truly appreciate it, you know.
Did you tell her that it was loosely based on her, or?
Yeah, and she just wanted to open her books and coloring books and keep on coloring. I don't think she really cared at this moment, so, but she will eventually, you know. I think she'll truly appreciate it.
Nice. Now, when you were pitching this idea, or when you told other people about this idea, did anyone ever give you any negative feedback? And if so, how did you tackle that negative feedback and turn it into what you needed for this moment?
Well, so far, the feedback has been good. Most of the feedback was like just constructive criticism, mainly just with the characters, developing the character, making sure that someone who is just watching the film is understanding, you know, maybe a time and a place and or who this person is. So that was mainly just, it was good criticism, nothing, you know, malicious. So thank goodness. So I'm certainly open to it, you know, and I'm glad. And I'm sure these folks will let me know what they think as well.
So let me ask you, where do you see this project going? What's your vision? What do you want the outcome to be?
Well, I'm working on a film called Nickel. It's based on one of the characters, Sarah Stanton, and it's more so it's a feature film that will kind of play off of the Chronicles of Jessica Wu. So it's going to give me more time and more flexibility to create this character and even bring maybe I might even bring Jessica Wu back into the mix and see how that works. So 2018 is going to be a great year.
So can we get a Jessica Wu film, possibly?
Absolutely. We'll see. I'm thinking about making a movie called Equation. So
we have Ro Brooks right here with me. Shoulder is all tense and thick. Hey, Ro.
Don't get me smiling up there. How you doing, baby?
I am great. I am great. So please, I know that a birdie told me you worked on Have and Have Not.
Yeah, I did. I love that show. Great show.
Okay.
Yeah, great show.
A lot of people love that show.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I know. I was blessed to book that job. Yeah. Big ups to Tyler Perry, man.
Hey, Tyler. And Medina.
Yeah, Medina is a new movie, television show actually, that I'm shooting in Qatar. Yeah.
Okay, so he just can't say that and stop right there. We need to know a little bit more detail.
Yeah, it's in Qatar, man. We travel 8,000 miles to shoot this. We shot the first season already, and I leave in January to shoot the second season. But it's a sci-fi drama, English and Arabic speaking, and it's a banger. It's a banger.
I'm sorry.
It's a banger.
God is good.
God is good, believe it. It's a banger. You're going to love it.
Wow, so how is it over there?
They treat you like kings and queens. When I say it's the best, the most beautiful place I've ever been, it's Qatar. Doha, Qatar. Visit. I'm serious. It's a gorgeous place. It looks like the Jetsons. Remember that show?
Yes.
Yeah, it looks like that.
They're that forward?
That forward.
You guys, you're hearing it straight from him. Like, I did not know anything about this.
Their malls have full, complete zoos in them. Aquariums in the mall. This is the mall. Ice skate rinks. Like water for boats. Like you can actually ride a boat, a canoe through the entire mall. This is no joke. An inside amusement park and an inside go-kart field. Yeah.
I love go-karts.
We went. Loved it.
So would you move there?
Competitive.
I'm competitive too, I'm sorry.
I will probably buy a home there, you know, and spend some time, but it's beautiful. I love it, yeah.
Man, I'm sorry. We got so caught up because wow, I'm sorry. That was amazing.
Problem.
Thank you.
I'm glad you gave me time to talk about it because it's definitely a great place.
We don't hear much about, anywhere, honestly, other than Hollywood, because this is where we are, and everyone thinks this is everything, and no one thinks that anyone goes
outside the box. You gotta go outside the box. I love it here. Don't get me wrong. Hollywood. I'm from Baltimore, but I love Hollywood. I gotta throw Atlanta in because they show me so much love in Baltimore. These are my biggest 3 states in America. But as far as overseas, it's Qatar.
Was that your first place visiting out of the country?
No, I've been to some other places, but this was by far the most beautiful. Yeah.
So let me ask you, what's your ideal role that you haven't played yet, but you can see yourself playing that character?
Well, I have played this role before, but I've played it on a smaller level in regards to where I am now in life and the big screen. I would like to play a mentally challenged character. Yeah.
I don't even want to compare it to anyone because I don't know. I was gonna say Forrest Gump, but I know Forrest was good. What's that?
My go-to movies when I think about mentally challenged is like Rain. What is it?
Rain Man.
Rain Man.
Yeah.
I love Rain Man. Dustin Hoffman, Tom Cruise. I Am Sam. And Cuba Gooding's joint. Radio. Those 3 are the best. So I just want to do something as good as that.
Why do you think their films were so good? Why do you think the character, I should say, was so good? Or how were they able to convey that character so well without disrespecting the character?
Well, I think it's all about research. You do the proper research with the family to make sure you give the best interpretation of that family member. And whether it's good or bad, you want to do the job where if the family were to look at the movie, they would see that family member. So that's what you want to do. You want to be honest to the character, honest to the role. So I think they all did the best in research. And they did, they came out with bangers, and that's what I want. I want projects like that. I want to make the family proud.
So, if you can give one little nugget, I don't know, have you seen this project yet?
I have not.
Oh, so this is going to be a surprise for him also. So you know what? I can't ask him about his nuggets, but I can ask him about his nuggets for the industry, for everyone who's watching, who may want to just know something, just leave something, a little crumb.
My crumbs are easy. All I say is never give up because as long as you stay in the grind, your day will come. God makes room for your talent. Be strong and just keep moving. Peace.
Live here with Brandon Larkins, the EP executive producer for this lovely film that we're about to watch. So Brandon, please tell me, how are you today?
I'm doing well. I'm very ecstatic and blessed to be here. So happy, Joy. We have a good turnout, and I couldn't have asked for anything better.
That's what I'm talking about. Grateful. See, that's how you get blessed, when you're grateful. So Brandon, please tell me, why did you decide to put your stamp on this project?
You know what? Coming from being an actor, songwriter, so many people know me from HBO's The Wire and TBS's Cougar Town. I decided to get into producing when I started producing on my series, Monogamy, the web series. Zane Hubbard had a great concept for the Chronicles of Jessica Wu. He sent me the treatment. He asked me would I come on to want to produce it. I said absolutely. And it's just also great to create opportunities for other individuals the same way that opportunities were created for us when we first started off in this business. It's such a blessing, such a great feeling to tell someone, hey, congratulations, you got the job. Hey, congratulations, I'll see you on set. Hey, congratulations, let's get ready for wardrobe. You know, that's a great feeling, you know. So it's about creating opportunities and working together as one. And not just one that's in Hollywood, but on all 7 continents, though. And that's what we want to do.
Listen, he has me speechless over here. So let me ask you then, because how did you know that this was a good project? You know how things come across your desk, but how did you know, like, you know what, this is a winner?
Well, you know, my background is in rehabilitation counseling, so I work with individuals and children who have developmental disabilities. So I know about the autistic spectrum and the bipolar and the schizophrenia and things like that, and things that go under the American Disability Act, and how we've never seen a superhero who's on the autistic spectrum and can fight crime and can solve quantum physics and quadratic equations. That's amazing. And that's nothing against the Supermans and the Wonder Womans and the Thors and the Tony Starks and Iron Man, but none of those individuals have disabilities. And I think a lot of times we look at individuals with disabilities as if they're different, but they're not. They're just like you and I. They put their pants on one leg at a time. They can do things, honestly, that a lot of us cannot do. You know, I can't solve quantum physics or do quadratic equations. The biggest thing I can do is A plus B squared equals C squared, Pythagorean theorem, and that's it. So this is something different that we want to showcase to the world because the world has not seen this yet.
I like that. So I have a question, because I was reading an article just recently. It was saying, I'm not going to say whose name, who said what,
okay,
but they were saying that, oh, Hollywood doesn't give African Americans money to make projects, even though the projects that we make like surpass as far as making a lot of money. So let me ask you, you were able to make this project, and this project was very different. So if you had $1 million, do you think that you can make a plethora of projects or episodics, or, because we both know that there are a lot of people in this industry that do have funds. Why do you think people aren't working together?
You know what, a lot of times I think it's that I don't want to say we, so many individuals are in competition with each other instead of working together collaboratively. And that's a big problem that we have to overcome. Now, going back to what you said of having $1 million or maybe just having $1,000, with the technology now, with these Apple 7s and these Samsungs and these Galaxies, there is no reason why A and B cannot create a project for C and D to watch. You know, it's one of those things where we're living in a social media world right now where you have YouTube platforms, you have Instagram platforms and Twitter and Facebook and all these other kind of platforms, because now people have the opportunity to watch you and I, not just on NBC or ABC. They can turn on YouTube. They can go into their social media. They can go onto Netflix.com and still see us. You know, but again, it's about working together though and looking at different platforms. Someone said to me yesterday, don't think outside the box. There is no box. There is no box whatsoever. So you can't say you think outside the box because there is no box. And that's what we're in right now. There is no box.
This guy's not playing. I mean, wow, I love it, because I love your honesty, first of all, because I just feel like it's an excuse to keep us separated. And I'm going to just say it. It was an A-lister that said it. And I said, you know, you're wealthy and your husband is wealthy. You mean you can't give 10 filmmakers $1,000 to make a project? Do you think there needs to be like a campaign to actually call people out on that, so to make them a little uncomfortable with?
You know what, Joy? You could call someone out on it, though, but we as humans cannot make another individual do what we always want them to do. So on that note, start creating your own. Say, you know what? I offered my hand to you. I asked you. The worst you can say is no. Okay, I'll take your no. Eventually, I'll get a yes somewhere down the road. And if I don't get that yes, I'm my own yes. And that's what's most important. I'm my own yes.
Brandon, what do you have coming up next?
Coming up right now, we're going to keep on supporting and promoting Chronicles of Jessica Wu, Monogamy, the web series. My show is winning awards. My creator, he's here right now. We're in season 2. We're winning in Houston, LA, Miami, and we're getting ready to start shooting season 3 hopefully next year. And also working with Zane and Ironbeard Films. His next project is coming out soon, hopefully sometime next year. And again, we're just going to keep creating opportunities the way that opportunities were created for us, though. That's the only way that we know how to do it, Joy.
Listen, you guys, this is Brandon. He employs people. You heard him say he employs people. So he's giving back to the community in his own way with being creative, employing, and just being very, very supportive. So what more could we ask for? Brandon, if you could leave us with one nugget, any nugget, what would it be?
No one can tell you what your destiny is. No one can tell you what you can or you cannot do. Just do it honestly, truthfully, and respectfully, and you'll be fine.
You heard it right out of his mouth, from his lips to God's ears.
That's right.
Thank you so much, Brandon.
Thank you, Joy.
We're here live on the red carpet with Jaiya Victoria.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. How old are you?
I'm 10.
Okay. Can you tell us a little bit about the role that you played?
Well, I played young Jessica Wu, and she had autism, so she didn't really talk to anybody. She was just in her own world.
Okay. Well, did you ask, or I should ask, did you do any research before you took on this role?
No.
Do you know anyone with autism?
Actually, I don't.
Okay. So can you tell me, how did you tap into this role? Because I heard you did an amazing job.
Well, I kind of just practiced going into my own world and not, like, listening to anybody, just blocking everyone out.
Okay. So I heard also that you are an amazing dancer. Were you able to use some of your moves in this movie?
Well, we did a little scene where I was practicing, like, karate-ish. I didn't, like, I think there was one kick that I did really high, and, like, everyone was like, whoa, but, like, not really, because it was mostly arm movements.
Well, let me ask you something. With this film, have you seen it yet, by the way?
I saw the trailer.
Okay. So what did you learn from shooting this project?
I learned that autism is kind of interesting. Well, it is interesting. You get to feel what it's like to, like, block everybody out, like, not talk or anything, like, just be yourself.
So do you know anyone that's autistic? I might have asked you that, but did I?
No, I don't.
Okay, not even at school or... Wow. Well, since you've done this role, if you could give any advice to anyone who is in class with someone who's autistic or around someone who's autistic, what advice would you give them?
Just try to make them feel more welcome, maybe. That will help them, and also encourage them, make them feel way better about themselves.
Okay. So what do you have coming up next, Miss Jaiya?
So after this, I have to go to a dance rehearsal. So,
Well, thank you very much for your time.
thank you.
All right, we look forward to maybe interviewing you later if we have time, okay? Have a good one. Well, this is Jaiya, and I say be out on a watch for her. She is a dancer, and she's an actress, and who knows what else. Hello, so we're here with Robert Dubois, and Robert is from...
I'm from Illinois.
Okay, can you tell me about your last name? I'm just curious, by the way.
Sure, it's French. It actually means of the woods. But other than that, I don't speak French.
Okay.
Sounds really important, though.
Okay, so let me ask you, being that it's about nature, are you a nature type of guy?
Of course. I love camping. We just went camping about a month ago with my 2.5-year-old son and my wife at Sequoia National Forest, and we love camping, hiking. I grew up in the Midwest, so I grew up like outdoors, doing a lot of outdoor stuff. So yeah, I love it.
Nice, nice, nice. So can you please tell me about your role as Jessica's stepfather?
Jessica's stepfather. Well, I guess it can be summed up in just a couple words. I'm an angry individual who's got a drinking problem, alcoholic and abusive, verbally and also physically. So somebody who's suffering in his own right, and tends to take it out on Jessica and the people around him. So.
Wow, wow, wow. So let me ask you, do you have any experience with anyone who's autistic?
I don't, which was interesting, though, because I got a chance to read quite a bit about it and research some of it, but I don't have anyone in my family or anyone close to me that is.
Okay, so with you playing this role, let me ask you, how much did you have to dig into this character? Did you kind of a little bit, or you say, you know what, I'm just going to...
I just started drinking a lot, and then I started beating people. No, I'm just kidding. You know what? Anger is a very easy emotion to access for me. So I mean, like, that's a very superficial part of it. But to dig deeper at it and to go into the background of a character of somebody that may be abusive and why they're abusive, and to start taking a look at why people were raised that way and how they end up that way. And so it wasn't a whole lot of stretch in terms of what I thought I'm capable of doing. But it's something that I discovered within myself. It was enjoyable to play around with and to go deeper into, and then to find out this character as I kind of practiced with it and played with it. So, yeah.
So let me ask you, do you think the stepfather, that a lot of his anger came from the fact that Jessica was autistic, or was he just an angry individual to start off with?
A few things. I think that he probably is angry to start off with in terms of like his background, maybe how he was raised, maybe his father treated him that way or his family treated him that way. But I also think that dealing with someone who's autistic, something that you don't understand, when people don't understand something, they tend to make fun of it or poke at it, or being autistic, it could look like someone is ignoring you on purpose, or it can look like somebody is just not responding in a proper way or quick enough for someone. And so I can see how he would be irritated with that, because he's somebody who drinks all the time too, and he's abusive. So it's like, I think it comes from multiple sources, but mostly his own character flaws, his own human character defects.
Okay. So out of when you were filming, what can you say was the biggest thing that you learned on set?
The biggest thing I learned on set.
As an actor.
As an actor. The biggest thing I learned on set for me, I had to keep approaching one of the scenes. I had to stay really focused in one of the scenes, specifically when I have my drunken behavior and I come in and I start yelling at her. And it was tough to keep coming back. It was a challenge to keep doing that over and over again. And for me, I just have to learn to fight through, especially for me as a human being, learn to fight through my own fear and doubt as an actor and as a human, to keep going and keep pushing through, to see how far I can go and not be afraid to fail at something as well, because that's when I grow and that's when I get better. So it seemed like the more we did the scene, the more I kind of let loose and had fun with it, and then also fell down a little bit and had to get up and do it again. I feel like I grew in that process. So
I'm going to ask you, what's next, Robert?
What's next? I don't know. Writing a few shorts on my own. Trying to produce some of my own little short stories. I've got some small comedy scenes that I like to produce as well, and just kind of getting out there and trying to create as much as I can.
Okay. Well, thank you, Robert. It was nice of you to come here and give us your time, and we can't wait to see you in there.
Thank you so much.
All right, have a great one. All right, we're here live with Monie Salt. She is actually the casting director who put her finger on every single person to say this person is the right person. Hi, Monie.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm excellent. How are you?
Pretty good, thank you.
That's good. So you did the casting for this beautiful film. Can I ask you, what did it take, Monie?
Took a lot of effort because it's a lot of process, but at the end it came out wonderful. We casted a lot of good people, and watching the auditions was so much fun. So we got to see a lot of talent.
Did you do a lot of live auditions, or were they more like video submissions?
There were a lot of live, and maybe like a percent of them is video submissions.
So what's your style of auditioning, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, it just depends on the character that we're looking for. It just depends on how they bring it when they read this, when they read their part of the script. It just depends.
Okay. So do you switch it up every time you cast, or would you say that you kind of have your own style that you stick to?
I don't really have a certain style that I stick to. I like to just play with it.
Okay. So what made you take this project on? I was going to ask something else, but we'll go to that one first.
Well, you know what? I have my good friends here, so I'm supporting them, and that's how I got on board.
Okay. Well, thank you for your time, but I do have one more question. If you can cast any type of project in the world, I mean any type, what kind of project would it be? What genre, or like, just tell me a little bit more.
You mean what type of film that I would love to be? Okay, maybe horror. Yeah, I love that.
Brutal with blood, or just a little scary?
Like a lot of killing.
You hear it, ladies and gentlemen. So if you need a casting director, Monie Salt is your lady, okay? Thank you, Monie.
Thank you so much. Have a good day.
You too. All right, hi. We're live here with Shante Deloach. I would like to say kick ass, Shante. How are you doing, Shante?
I'm great, thank you. How are you?
I am excellent. I saw some of your moves. Let me ask you, have you ever had to use them in real life?
Just like little brother stuff, you know, not really anything serious, thank goodness.
Thank goodness. And plus we have Mace.
Right.
Okay.
Try to just, keep your distance.
Yeah. So how long have you been doing martial arts?
I started doing martial arts when I was about 12, and I got my black belt when I was 18.
Look at that.
And so I taught for a while, and then I kind of took a break. My sensei lives in another state and all this, and so, but when I was in college, I started doing combat for stage and film type things, and so that's kind of how I got mixed up with Zane and all of this. Yeah.
I think that's awesome. So when are we going to see your film, your martial arts film? Are you going to write it?
I think that I might have to. It would be cool to have like a kick-ass black female superhero, something like, I would love to be in the Black Panther sequel or something like that. But
rumors.
You know what? I should. That's a good advice. I probably should start writing something like that. It would be cool.
You guys heard it first. I don't like to gossip. I do not like to gossip. So Shante, please tell me about your character.
So my character, Jessica, she is sort of an unlikely superhero. When she's a young girl, like around the age of 10, she gets diagnosed with autism. She's on the spectrum, and so her mother tries to kind of push her to use, she's very good, she's got a huge IQ, very intelligent young girl, and so her mother kind of tries to nurture that and things, and her mother ends up passing away. And so she's got her father, who is honing her martial arts skills, and he uses that to help her, with her autism. And she's a really interesting girl, and she has this high moral conscience and just wants to help people at the end of the day.
Okay. Can I ask you, what did you do to research this character?
I did do a lot of research on young people who have autism, Asperger's, who are on the spectrum in any way, because I don't actually know anybody that has this, and so I wanted to make sure that I was in touch with it, understood everything that I could about it, so I did my research in that way to try to get a sort of a sense of who Jessica would be.
Okay. Can I ask you something? What did you learn, something about autism that you did not know, that you feel will help you later on if you meet someone that's autistic?
I didn't realize that, and I learned some of this from Zane as well, that certain things like OCD can be associated with people who are on the spectrum. So that's something that I kind of tried to incorporate a little bit, to find some little tick or something that Jessica might have, something that she feels like she needs to repeat or do over and over to make her day complete. So I thought that was an interesting thing. I really didn't know that until I started doing the research.
Okay, so if you can give one bit of, I would say, nugget of what you would like people to take away from this film, what would it be?
Just that everybody is don't underestimate people. You know, you're capable of anything, and if you believe in yourself, other people will too, and you can do great things in this world just by having that belief that you want to do better and you want to help others do better and make the world better.
Black belt, kick-ass, writer, actress, martial artist. I'm just everything, you guys. We want to see her in action. We can't wait to see her in there. And hopefully we'll be able to ask more questions afterwards, so stay tuned. Thank you, Shante. Nice to meet you also. All right, we're live here with Christine Kapetan, who played... I'm sorry. We did a little practice before it got started, so I wanted to make sure that I got her last name correct because that is so important. Did I do okay?
You did, Joy. Thank you so much.
Thank you, thank you. So please tell me about your character.
Well, I play Julia Hammer, and she is a head of the Secret Service, a special factor that is going to recruit Jessica Wu to work for our special secret agency.
Nice, nice, nice. So let me ask you, what did you do to prepare for this character?
I put on a suit. No, I just teasing. Well, I like to think about what it would be like to be the head of a corporation or something. And as an actor, we're not often that. So I just walked around feeling very confident and accomplished for a day or two, and getting used to sort of ordering people to do things. And I wanted to bring a little bit of humanity to her as well. So, because I think she has an affinity with Jessica Wu, there's some similarities in their backgrounds.
So let me ask you, I know a little bit of, just a little secret about you, and I wonder that this helped your character with the sales and marketing.
Oh my gosh. Sales and marketing is similar. You kind of have to really, ramp up your energy, step up your game, and have some confidence in what you're doing. So yeah, I would say yes, it did.
So people are probably wondering, why am I asking that question? Christine does real estate, and she's really great at it. You can contact her. Just doing a little advertising. So, Christine, with your life, do you ever deal with autism? Have you ever met anyone with autism? And if so, how was the interaction?
Well, yes, I have friends who have adult children and children who have autism, and it's a challenging role to play the parent of somebody with autism, and I just know they're the best parents that I know. They are the best, and I just pray for them. A lot of the kids are doing well. There's schools, there's more awareness. However, I think there's a long way to go as well, and so do these parents. And they're pretty active, some of them. They're very smart, and they know that there needs to be more done in the school system, transportation, in the insurance area, in housing, employment. Yeah, more needs to be done. So I'm really happy to be a part of something that raises the awareness. It's a really special thing, and I'm really happy. It's a very prevalent, I think, in our society, especially now. So, kudos.
Don't you think it's true? Kudos. Don't you think it's kind of, I'm not going to say weird, but so far behind that no one has made a film about, basically with characters who have autism? I haven't seen too many. Maybe I can count two.
Well, I think that you're right, and I think there's going to be more and more, but in a way it's good for Zane because he's coming in at a time when I think a lot of people are looking for that. So I'm very hopeful that this will get picked up and be widely shown and have a good audience. I'm sure it'll have a good audience. I'm sure of that. So, again, just positive vibes towards it.
Thank you, Christine Kapetan
Thank you, Joy.
with real estate. But she's here for acting right now, and she's great. From what I heard, I don't like spreading rumors, but we are going to see for ourselves.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great one. All right, we are here live with Jasmine Hester, who also played a major part in the film that we just saw. And Jasmine, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I am excellent. She's actually our only interview after the film, so this is a lot of pressure. Jasmine.
Uh-oh. Nice to me.
What do you think about the film?
I love it. This is actually the first time we all got to see it in its completion, so it's been a lot of just, you get anxious just as an actor. You want to make sure like everything turned out well, and it did. Everything looks beautiful. The editing, Mike did a beautiful job. Zane had an amazing story, so it turned out beautiful.
What was your favorite scene?
My favorite scene?
Wait, pause for a second. Jasmine, I need to say something about Jasmine. She actually has an amazing gift of tweaking her accent. This is not how she was speaking in the film. So Jasmine, can you do a little something different for us when you answer this? You don't have to, no pressure.
I can do it. Absolutely. Just let me know what you want me to do. Because Sarah Stanton, she has an accent, and she's from London. I, Jasmine, have never been to London in my life. So, yeah, that's just how it goes.
So what is your favorite scene?
My favorite scene, you know what? I really loved Billy. Billy's one of the characters. He played Dennis, and there's a part where I walk into the diner, and he's like really excited to see me, and he's like trying to holler at me a little bit, and it was just a fun scene. And I just remember when we shot it, like we just had so much fun doing it. So that's probably like one of my favorite near and dear scenes. So
where would you like to see this film go next?
You know what? I really want it to be on a major platform because I think it hits a lot of, it helps represent a lot of different people, and just the fact that we're dealing with autism, and I feel like that's something that a lot of people they're not educated about, and they automatically assume like if you're on the spectrum or something that you're like disabled or you know what I mean? And it's like, and I get it, it's a lack of knowledge, but for people to be able to see, because this was Jessica Wu was actually based off of Zane's daughter. So I just think of this beautiful little black girl that can look at a representation of herself and see, that it's a superhero and she's doing great things and she's beautiful and she's smart and can do equations that none of us can do. So I just want it to be on a really big platform so it can just reach masses and just represent everyone. So
okay, so big like Netflix or big like network?
We gotta get bigger than Netflix. We need like bigger than Marvel, bigger than DC, big, like it's like Zane said in the room, like you have to build your own universe with your own superheroes, and I think he has that with I'm gonna shout out our cast a little bit because I think we did a really good job. So yeah, I think we could really just create our own and be represented at Comic-Con and all those little things, those little festivals or whatever.
All right. So let me ask you something. Out of everything that you learned throughout watching the project, what would you say is the biggest thing that you learned or that you would want to share with someone else who doesn't know anything about autism? Or, yeah.
I went to school for psychology and I graduated with a degree in it, so I know a bit more about it. But I would just really encourage people to be more empathetic, and if you don't understand it, take the time to educate yourself. Go out, read. There's everything's at knowledge is at our fingertips now. If you have a phone, you have a library. And just read about it, and don't be so quick to discount people because they're not like you, or you don't understand them, or maybe they communicate differently than you. But they're brilliant minds. So I would just encourage people to just educate yourself. Don't discount anybody.
So you heard it live from Jasmine Hester. Don't be ignorant. Just do your research. We have people that may think differently from us, but that, hey, guess what? Everyone's still on the same playing field. Everyone still has a gift. Everyone still has a room here on this earth. Jasmine, I thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
No problem.
Thank you.